Hey, Zach.
Hey, Ryan.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're here at Caboose Brewery in Vienna. First time I've been here in at least 2 years. I don't know how long it's been here, but it's definitely gotten a lot of traction, a lot of recommendation. Heard about it through the grapevine from a lot of my friends, so it's good to be back. And it's a Friday night, so we're drinking beer. What do you think so far?
Well, it's a great little place. I think the brewery is the best part of it. They've got 14 brews on draft right now, all the way from a unfiltered Belgian wit to a barrel-aged vanilla hobo stout. So you get from light to very dark. What do you think of the food, Ryan?
You know, it's one of those tapas type of places, and don't get me wrong, I feel like everything is pretty tasty, but I wouldn't expect to leave full. It's one of those types of places where you're going to get a lot of charcuterie, you're going to get cheese, you're going to get small portions of pork belly, mac and cheese. Everything was very decadent, but might end up going through a drive-thru later, to be honest.
Gotcha. So I did see a board in there. A lot of the stuff is locally sourced from farms in the area. I think the atmosphere is pretty nice. There's a lot of wood and steel and concrete. It's got that early industrial feel on the inside. It could be a date night spot. They have a nice little dining area up top that seems kind of secluded.
As far as breweries go, yeah, this is one of the most fancy breweries that I've been to. I mean, it is in a warehouse district, which is kind of ironic, but when you compare and contrast other breweries that you've been to in the area, wouldn't you say that as far as like the food and the aesthetic goes, it's a lot more fancy than what you'd expect?
Definitely more polished.
Right.
And it is right off the W&OD. A lot of people come here, stop off their bike trail and have a beer or two, hop right back on and go home. Kids also play out in front, so it's not just, the young hipster, whatever, hangout spot. It's very casual and all ages.
It is actually something that if you come here during the day, you should expect to see a fair amount of kids. You should also expect to see a lot of cyclists that aren't necessarily going to be here for a while. So if you're here to eat, put your name in for a table. There aren't that many, but it's not going to take that long in my experience. So it's definitely something worth checking out. Don't let the first initial appearance be deceiving. This is my second time coming here, and I realize now that it is a lot different than what I initially expected.
Yep, definitely a place to check out. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're sitting with Casey here at Caboose Brewing Company in Vienna. And Casey, tell me a little bit about what you do.
I'm the front of house manager. As far as day-to-day operations go, I'm here to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I'm here to make sure that the beer's flowing and the customers are happy.
Cool. So, how long has Caboose been here?
Actually, we just had our 2-year anniversary about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago on Friday. So we've been here for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So right at the 2-year mark right now.
Exactly.
Great. So tell me about something that's coming up that you're excited about. Could be a brew, could be some food, anything like that.
Oh man, here it's day-to-day excitement. We're always doing something new here at Caboose. I would probably be most excited about our cucumber saison we're brewing right now. Our head brewer, Chris, who came from Heavy Seas about 2 or 3 years ago, has been creating amazing beer. I mean, it seems like almost weekly. And our cucumber saison is going to be our sidetrack saison, mixed in with obviously cucumber. Super smooth, super drinkable. You're going to have it almost every day.
Cool. Sounds great.
I'm really excited about that one.
So I noticed you've got the list of your locally sourced produce and meats and all that sort of stuff on the wall. Tell me a little bit about like the local farms that you go to, that sort of thing.
Of course. Our head chef James likes to continue a tradition we've had here since our owners brought this place up, was farm to table. We want everything locally sourced. As far, if it's bread, chicken, egg, everything locally sourced. Our head chef James has actually done a lot of research into where he's getting his product. Like our pork belly, he gets our pork belly from Maryland, our chicken from Johannan Farms, our eggs from Maple Street Market, right down the street. So we want to make sure everything is local and everything is, top notch as far as quality. So that's what our head chef James is there to do, and he does a good job at it.
Awesome. So it's kind of a nice atmosphere in here. I noticed you get all ages. You got kids outside.
Yeah.
You've got the young crowd. You've got the older crowd, all that sort of thing. So it's Friday night right now. Is this typical for a Friday night? Pretty busy? Is this slow, fast, that sort of stuff?
We're at a good pace tonight. We generally get a nice crowd outside, as you can see, a nice crowd inside until around 9 o'clock. That's when everything starts to, calm, dissipate a little bit.
Chill out.
Yeah, everybody kind of sticks towards the bar and cocktail area. So we generally stay full on Friday nights as far as the restaurant side goes. That's why we ask the majority of people when they come in, or tell them like, hey, we prefer you make reservations. It's probably better for you, because we do fill up, like you said, outside earlier. That place, if the temperature's great, if you're sitting at 60, 70 degrees, people are going to be outside all day enjoy the weather, because you can bring beer out there. It's full service, food, everything like that. So
great. So I noticed you've got a Manhattan on the menu right now. Manhattan is actually one of my favorite cocktails.
Oh, that's great.
Who came up with that? What was the inspiration?
Well, about 2 or 3 months ago, we decided we want to add on cocktail drinks, and to appease, the not the beer drinker, but the guy who likes to come in and get cocktail drink and doesn't drink so much beer. So one of our brewers, Justin, actually came up with the Wolf Trap Summer Ale. He decided to make a couple cocktails, and he came from a cocktail bar. And being a man, we wanted to create classic cocktails, and he came up with a group of cocktails that really fit our beers too. So the Manhattan, the barrel aged cocktails we have, the French 75, the Bramble, everything is sort of like a classic look on a beer. So the Manhattan was obviously a go-to. Everybody loves the Manhattan.
Yeah, very classic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Casey, thanks so much for your time. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so we're here with Renee. Thank you for joining us. I was just wondering what you think of this place so far.
I think it's pretty cool. It's right off of the W&OD, which is super neat.
Are you much of a cyclist?
Yeah, I cycle, like 0 times out of the year.
Can't say that I can relate to that. As much as I'd like to.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. The atmosphere is, really indie and hipster inside. They have like small plates that are slightly overpriced. I got the French 75, which is it's pretty good. Never had one
that's
before.
what you're drinking
yes,
right now?
That is this, my almost empty glass that I've been babysitting.
So you're not much of a beer drinker?
I like beer, yeah, I do. I don't like really hoppy beers though, so it's kind of what it seemed like they had.
Yeah. So you're enjoying this though? It's gin based, I guess?
Yeah, gin, and there's lemon in there and some other stuff.
Cheers to that. I mean, can't really go wrong. So what'd you think of, you were saying the food was kind of overpriced, like what'd you think of the flavors though?
They were good. I would totally get the pork belly again. That is a winner. The macaroni and cheese is good. It's creamy. I definitely think that they should add more breadcrumbs to it.
It's a good call.
And then the fries are also nice as well.
It came in a coffee mug. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Probably from World Market.
Most likely.